Hey, welcome to Five Lakes Garage, and today we're actually going to be working on our 2019 Toyota Tacoma off-road edition. What we're actually going to do with this is actually go over a TSB, which will be a Technical Service Bulletin. Now, I went ahead and printed this one out. If you actually just do a Google on your vehicle, your VIN number or whatever, look for TSBs, and it will give you an entire list of all the ones that is about your vehicle. So I did read this completely, and this particular one is TSB-0023-19. Now this is a 19 vehicle. If you have a 17, it'll be a -17-18. You kind of get the picture. So basically what this is a rear vibration or noise while braking. There's two ways of actually seeing whether or not your vehicle actually has this TSB towards it, whether or not it's affected. One would be go to the sheet and look at your VIN number. Now I've already kind of looked at my VIN number and I think we're okay, but I just wanted to take some measurements and show you how to do it to make sure that we're not part of this particular TSB. Now, what's the difference between a TSB and a recall? Well, a TSB is kind of a technical service bulletin, not a complete recall. So basically, if it's a recall, like they had airbags, they had all the other stuff, they will bring it back in and actually fix it all because all of them were messed up. Not all of them are messed up on this one. Now, particularly this one, it seems to be centered around the manual transmissions. The way it is. Anyway, so let's go look at some VIN numbers and you can actually see if your vehicle actually fits the bill. All right, there's a couple places you can actually look for your VIN number. One would be right in your dashboard. Should be in there. It will be underneath the hood, but the best way to actually look is right here in your front door frame. Now this is the driver's side door frame, and you can look at it and boom, it is right there. Now go ahead and use your sheet and actually figure out whether or not your VIN number actually matches any of these right here. Now, my particular truck was actually made in April of 2019. This form was actually printed in March. So we might be okay. But let's find out. I just want to went ahead and pull the wheel off just so we can actually take a few measurements and find out whether or not we're in this particular service bulletin. So let's get down there, put some light on it, and show you how to get the drum off because mine's stuck. Yeah, let's go. All right, as you can see, I went ahead and pulled the wheel off, and we just need to get the drum off. Now the drum right now is actually stuck on there. It's pretty rusted, but it's only a couple years old. Shouldn't really be rusting this much, but it did. So what you want to do is actually just grab some bolts. In this case, I just grabbed some grade 8s. So I was in the bucket. There are 2 holes in this drum that you actually put this in there. And what that's going to do is actually pry it off of the flange in the back. Just be careful when you do it, because you don't want to ramrod it. Don't use an impact gun. Don't use all the other stuff. Just kind of use a wrench. A little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, until it pops off. So let's do that. All right, so we got the drum off. It was up there pretty good. Had a small issue with one of the springs actually coming out, but I was able to put that in. Not a big issue, really. But anyway, so it looks like they put some sort of, I don't know, paper or some sort of paper gasket in between the flange and the actual drum. So that was stuck on there. Finally got it off. Fine. But yeah, let's go ahead and take our measurements. Now, if you look on the instructions of the actual TSB, as you can see, we're going to take the flange and we're going to measure it. Now, what we're going to use to measure it? Well, there's a couple different ways of doing it. All right, I have 2 different types of calipers. This one here is just the cheapy deepy. Hey, it is all manual. It's not gonna. You just have to look at the reading and do it that way. Or you can step up to the digital form. Now I got both of these at Harbor Freight. They're very inexpensive. They're not exactly the most accurate things in the world, but to do some sort of measuring, it's actually not that bad. All right, so what we actually want to measure is where the brake drum actually sits on the actual axle itself. And what we want to do is actually make sure the measurement is... So the specifications for this would be, if you're doing it in inches, would be 4.252 inches to 4.250 inches. So it's a very tight tolerance. And if you want to do the metric side, then it would be 108 millimeter to 107.946 millimeters. All right. So I'm gonna take my digital caliper, and let's go ahead and measure it. All right. So basically, what you want to do is actually do 3 different sections. So maybe 1, 2, and 3. Just do it in between the lugs. All right, so we are at 4.20, which is right at spec, but you want to do it in 3 different increments, well, 3 different locations. 4.21, which could just be some crud on there, and 4.421. All right, so we are actually in spec, so we are not part of this TSB, which is a good thing. Now, something I did notice that's not such a good thing, I only have like 26,000 miles on this thing. That is a lot of crap in here. So while you're in here, go ahead and spray it off. Take the wire brush and just get rid of this garbage, just so the flanges are flat and it's not going to wobble. All right, so that was something really quick and easy. Luckily, we're not part of it. You might want to check it. If the measurements are not in that range, go ahead and talk to your dealership. This is covered under your 60,000 mile warranty. They will be able to go through and actually get it all back in spec and actually get rid of the noise. All right, so basically all manufacturers are going to have some hiccups here and there. Toyota's no different. So go ahead and check it. Make sure that you are in good shape before your warranty wears out, and have them fix it before it's an actual major problem. Anyway, check out all the other stuff. We got a lot more stuff going. This is a manual transmission. We're going to have a video coming up pretty soon about fixing the nannies. You'll find out. Anyway, take it easy, have fun, and make sure your truck's still running in the right order. All right, later.